ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
The debut map of the ESL Pro League is done and dusted. We did see FaZe just about edge their way past Team X on train. It was a close affair. It does mean that we have a promising start, perhaps for Mirage. That's our next map, but it is going to be a quick segment with my boys Henry G and Yanko. Are we expecting something similar here? You said before, we'll start with you, Yanko, it was messy CS on train. Same kind of thing coming into Mirage?
Yeah, I think so. I'm expecting more of the same. I think maybe a small talking point is FaZe had a really good game on one hand, while Alu had a quiet game on the other hand, and they're going to be the two main oppers of the team, obviously, around that mid area, probably. So maybe that's something that Team X can use to their advantage and take at least one map here.
I think it's a map for Alu to actually sink his teeth in a little bit more. You have a lot more opportunities on Mirage, especially to be a bit more aggressive as you're on the CT side. You go towards like the Palace area, towards the apartments, towards middle, underpass. You've got lots of different options. You actually have a bit more flair to your game. Train is definitely another option. We saw him struggling there, especially trying to slot into the team. I feel like he'll step up this one. I feel like FaZe, considering like the winning maps without him stepping into the fray, really. He's actually only got 13 kills in that first map. I feel like they're strong enough right now to just finish this off and get the 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, FaZe are no stranger to having an underperforming AWP on various maps, and so now there's just going to be a question of what Alu can do on Mirage. That was not a jab. Don't pull that face.
Yes, was
that brutal, savage,
yes,
and wrecked?
You spent too much time with Thorin.
I have, yeah. I'm marinated in Thorin.
You don't even know that you're doing it, but you're doing it.
It's just slipping out now. It did. Okay, what am I saying? I'm marinated in Duncan, and now I'm slipping out. Whatever's going on, we've got a fantastic game. It will be Mirage, and I do want your predictions, gents. We didn't do it for Train, but for this one, our second map, what are you thinking? We're going into Mirage. You want to see more from Alu?
Like Yanko said, it's a bit of a brawl going into this one. It's just down to those big clutches. If it plays like AZ finding 1 versus 4s again, it's going to go in the favor of FaZe. But I think it'll be another very close game. But if you're going to push me for prediction, it's going to be FaZe, another very tight affair there, I think.
I think it's going to be weird and funky, and Team X is going to take it.
I just love the fact that Yanko just used the word funky. And on that bombshell, let's head over to a funky duo and a man with a very funky shirt. It'll be Uber and Pansy to cast through this one.
Yes, thank you, Alex. If you had to know, I was the only one that doesn't show up wrinkles because the ironing board in the office has just absconded. That's exactly why, if you look real close at Alex's shirt, a couple of little wrinkles here and there. But thank you guys. Yeah, Alex is a bit of a marination guy. I thought he was more of like a grill guy, maybe even like a spit roast kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like actual.
Who'd be on the other side?
Oh, what? What do you mean? They're making meat.
Oh, I don't know. It's great. To be fair, Alex bringing up shirts was a brave thing. As soon as he said it, I was like, why would he do that today? Like, why would you do that?
The rolled up sleeves, like jacket sleeves rolled up. Alex does that thing.
What's wrong with this?
He gets the shirt underneath and does it as well. He has like cardigan jackets, man. This guy breaks all the rules of clothes.
He's a rebel without a cause. Yeah. But yes, we are getting ready for Mirage, and I'm actually really excited about it. It may have been sloppy CS, I guess, or messy CS to Yanko's standard. He is a fussy man, but I actually like what Team X were doing. They found the weakness, they exploited it, and they made it look good. I quite enjoyed it. I'm hoping we get to see that now. I'm not sure what we're going to get, however, but again, it's an update, right? It's Alu time, it's freeze time. This is one we want to be seeing.
Here we go. Going to be jumping on towards this one. Again, yes, it was 7th place for FaZe last season. Could have done so much more, but this is their chance to come back and do it all again. Mirage was the map we saw them at least featured quite often on, up against teams like Dignitas and SK, who many of Team X played with. So, time to kick it off here. Obviously, this is the second map of this season of the ESL Pro League. Season 4, guys, it is 14 teams playing for 750k, or at least a lion's share thereof.
It's not going live yet, mate. Can you spot what's wrong?
Roban's not here, so the wheels have fallen off the car, basically. He'll be back in a sec. I think it's about him trying to join the coach's slot. It's almost as if when the match goes live,
Valve already just trying to make him uncomfortable. They're like, do you know what?
So hey, Roban, hey. Wouldn't you like to play again, Roban? Remember the glory, the fangirls, the Skrilla? Wouldn't you love to return to that?
Because coaching isn't going to be a thing soon.
He's like white knuckle on the desk, like, nope. Oh, dear.
Oh, goody. Right, so coming into this, we will be seeing FaZe on their T side, I can imagine, and SK Gaming, which is actually their ESEA name. If you guys were wondering at home why Team X is called that, it's their ESEA name. And generally, the captain of the team on ESEA will show their flag as the team's flag as well. So again, just give you some background. So I know a lot of people are speculating stuff. That's all it is. or at least what I was advised what it is. So there you go. But yeah, that's it. So Team X on the CT side, and we want to see what goes down. A little bit of a quick mid smoke from Jake going to come out. It's just going to allow them to cross over without getting spotted from those USPSs, which can do some really big damage here. It looks like a B split coming up.
Yeah. So obviously it is a T-site start for FaZe. After the 9th round already going through. So Glaive, again, probably just a shot here, maybe even pop down. He gets Alu in the process there as well. So you can't really ask for much more there as Glaive. He was full flash, just tapping away, hoping for something, but eventually he does get run and gunned down by Rain. Now, you can see in the middle of the map, there's all Easy trying to make something happen with the Deagle, and Freeze just sends him packing.
He still picked up 2, though. That's
with the Deagle.
Kind of dirty.
Now's Moddy and Freeze as well. I mean, they're not really in great positions to do this either.
The Glocks are now at the good range, and the players who picked up the USPSs as well can just keep these guys back. You can tap all day, Moddy, but it's just not going to pay off. He's going to get it, just a very quick hit towards B, and it looks like kind of brute force is what FaZe want to go for, and it's going to work. So already going to pick up the 2 rifles, so to really just kind of support the team who've got the SMGs. Got 2 mollies, a lot of smokes. Let's see where they take it. Again, on the other side of things, you're going to see a little bit of a buy up. Actually, no, they are going to buy up. I was wondering why they're being so slow on that, but they will go for a couple of purchases. Freeze going to abscond away from that, step back from it because he wants to go for the AWP.
Yeah. I mean, Ali in the same way as well. Obviously getting the Mac 10 in this round. We could have afforded a little bit more. Would like to just try and farm some money up for an early AWP, which is, again, like Henry said, where we're going to see Ali sink his teeth into this a bit more.
Now, the one thing I say about 131, and these are good players, so they should be fine, but the problem is that you can isolate people like Jacob or Rain. If, you know, the CT side just went, all right, let's just rush somewhere, buy up and, you know, push somewhere, you make those weapons become a little more vulnerable. That 3-play stack though towards mid is always good at this. Alu can play the kind of jump off rotate role, or at least be a pest coming in through connector, and he doesn't get spotted out. He actually might come out of that flash at the right time. He doesn't in the end. It stays long enough to allow pretty much Freeze to do what he wants to him. And now here comes that rotate background towards A. They've got only 1 smoke left. That's on, I think that's on Jacob, and he's the one going towards Palace. So again, not sure what they're going to build out of this. They're going to have to kind of go in, I guess, dry at this point. Yeah,
essentially. I mean, do they play ahead of the smokes? They only got really 1 to work with here. A couple of mollies here to put in some priority locations, but I mean, given that the smoke holder's up in Palace there, it makes me think maybe even to jungle or something like that, maybe not even a key location. So Moddy should be able to pick out of CT here and get some work done now as well. He does see Jacob jump on through there. He gets Glaive pretty much in mid-air at the time, so 3 players to work with. FaZe have some position, but Moddy just says, no, not today. And Keo now going to have to do some work from close up. He catches Freeze as he comes around the corner, almost feeling a 6th sense about Snappy being around the corner there. Keo knows he's threatened as well from CT, so being very, very careful of how he exposes his rear end. And Rain is going to go forward for him now and try and pacify the natives here, but Valde does come out with a CZ. And Keo caught off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, and that's a team ace as well for Team X. Every single player picking up 1 kill onto the opposition. Really, really nice. Now, those 2 players who invested into the rifles, that one being Rain, one being Keo, their money's pretty low, so they're going to go back in on a buy anyway.
Sure.
They know the economy's a little bit here and there, but this is a good buy for Team X. They recovered a lot from that round. They've got 3 rifles coming out to play, and the 2 SMGs they saved as well, so they are in a really good position. Oh, excuse me, they rebought 1 of them, but yeah, this is nice, and I like Glaive going aggressive. He could be met with some force, but if he does come out the victor of this, he also finds the bomb. That split through, other pass is coming in, but here we go. He's already done the damage. That is absolutely superb from him. That's what we want to do. Keo has no chance there now. He knows he's outnumbered drastically. The bomb is now under wraps, and they have to even just play to get back towards that. Yeah,
smoke on top of it there as well just means the FaZe have to commit if they even want to get a lick of the bomb at this stage, and I don't think a lick.
Why do you want to lick the bomb?
I don't know, because you've got it. Like, you could do whatever you wanted with it, essentially. You could do so many things with the bomb if you had it in your hands, right? While you're walking to the site, you know, you just give it a lick. So I licked a bomb. Have you ever licked a battery? It's the same thing. It's kind of like a, you know, kind of daring thing to do when you're young. You don't know what daring is. Never done that with a 9-volt battery?
Oh, and it like this little buzzy thing.
Yeah, you could do that to the bomb.
I was actually really scared to do that. I've never done that
really?
before.
It's not that bad. It's not even as bad as those hand buzzer games where it's like you've got to press the button.
Before.
Yeah, it's not even nearly that bad. It's just a tingle.
No, I was one of those weird kids at school. I was like, I don't know, that might kill me.
People lick toes. I licked batteries, so we were toads. Toads.
Did you just make it a fetish thing?
Toads.
Mitch!
I said toad. It's the amphibian with poisonous skin. Come on, man. Come on, get it together. Some people lick toes though as well. I do know this for a fact. I heard it. Just through the grapevine. Oh, whatever. Moddy's now just going to try and get the gun down here as well. I would never lick a toe, to be fair. This doesn't even sound like an attractive concept at all.
I've been sat here casting with my shoes off. I'm worried now. Mitch has been getting overly excited.
Your sock decision just turns me right off, to be honest. I saw watermelons on it the other day.
Yeah, these are fluorescent pink, mate.
Yeah, great. That's lovely.
Don't get upset because we found your fetish out, all right? You need to just...
I'm sorry, I'm not Richard Simmons. I'm not really into that kind of thing. No leg warmers either, so sorry.
Oh, well,
Next.
it's all over. All right, FaZe still in that position as they were before with, you know, so little money. All going to go for the FaZe towards window. Freeze, don't be silly about this. You don't need to do it. Just don't do it. Not like this.
Ideally not like this. There are better ways to do it. I mean, yeah, nothing much here for FaZe at all. Want to stack mid and try and get something for it. Freeze went pretty low to that one there as well. Now some of that counter utility coming out from Team X here. Just want to slow things down and make sure they don't take any casualties here as well. That's definitely priority number one here. No one needs to drop guns. No one needs to die at all. And they've pretty much succeeded in that one as well. So clean couple rounds there from Team X in general. And now the buy comes back in here for FaZe. Alu gets himself an AWP as well. 0-0 and 4 for Alu. I mean, he's a player that many people have considered in the past to be either one extreme or the other of the spectrum, Lauren. Yeah. Not been a great start for him, but now getting the zoom stick in his hands and see if he can change things up a bit.
Little zoom banger.
That's it.
Coming out. Well, I think that's just a high flash towards mid. Allow him to get out there. They're all going to work off the back of it. Perfectly fine. Smoke covers off enough of Connect, but actually, no, there's a gap in it, and Alu, they both tag each other.
Up, yeah.
That's unreal.
Freeze got the first shot there as well,
yeah.
so Alu has to be careful. Freeze actually bested him, to be fair, in the majority of cases on the last map, if I'm honest with you. He looked a little bit sharper. But now, again, mid is where FaZe is staking it out here as well. See what they can do with it. Yeah, there's a smoke over in towards that window. Now that's going to expire in a second. I don't think that gets refreshed at this point. Jacob the only other player with a smoke, and he's off towards, underpass here.
All right. So, looking at what Team X are doing, they're not taking any fights now. They've just gone, all right, hit the brakes. We've got a player pushed up in towards Palace, which is really good for A information. That means that the other two players who were kind of, I guess, postured towards A can sit a little further back, wait on that jump-off point, maybe towards mid, or obviously tendering towards B. Now, Valda's the big player here in this one, at least I feel. He's still got a flash, so he can buy a little bit of time here if required. Spots him out. Flash gets ready, pops that one up and over, and readjusts. Does find a little bit of a moment there with the flash, but now here comes the push from FaZe, and that's Jacob going straight into the matter, and now it's the 4v3.
Yeah, I thought Vado might have had that one locked down there and had it open, but now Freeze has to sort of peek into this with an AWP, and Jacob comes from an off angle, says, what are you looking down the scope for, mate? I'm waiting for you right here. Glaive has a UMP, and Modi has an M4, and very little health there. Both have kits. Not really the position to do anything about this here as well. Both players are going to be coming in. Yeah, I mean, from apartments, essentially. Kyo going to push this one as well. Does expose his rear end there as well. And will fall down in both senses of the term now. Smoke comes out here as well, and this will slow things up. Team X, not much chance of really affecting this one at all.
Does that? I liked him using that smoke very specifically to allow him the upgrade to the A. That's what I liked.
Yeah.
Because he kept in mind that Alu was alive. It's just small things like that that I actually really enjoy.
And also, you know, if you've got a player who's going to push you from apartments as well, he's doing it on his own. You know, it would, especially if he wants to run through smoke and do something stupid. But yeah, secure that AK. Sensible from Team X. To be fair, in the last couple of rounds, even the ones that they won playing on the anti-eco role, they managed to make it happen quite cleanly here as well. So you can see their economy hasn't really taken too bad a hit here. They actually buy in for a double AWP in this round, Lauren. That's quite interesting. Yeah, and
let's take note here. Alu's yet to get a kill, so he needs to get himself going. It's still early, but he has had an AWP now. He needs to be one fighting this. That double AWP coming out to play isn't going to be fun either. That's going to be a little bit painful. Where's Snappy actually playing with that? We've got a nice push down from A-Ramp. I like seeing this, but I don't know if it's actually going to pay off, though. And there we go. Rain's actually waiting for that. So the 1-3-1 pays out really nicely for FaZe. This kind of played into their hands. I don't know if they're going to expect Glaive doing the same thing. And Snappy, as you said, on short.
Yeah, I mean, I think Glaive died in a similar manner, pushing out of Ivy actually on train. Like on CT side, two players pushed out aggressively to try and catch the T's off, and both died here. So Glaive needs to be a little bit careful, but this is decent info. Rain, he probably doesn't know he's up in Palace now as well. And this sets up FaZe for a decent hit towards A, but Freeze finds Rain there through just the corner. This will slow them up to a great degree here, because that was that Palace player. The rest of FaZe is already boots on the ground, essentially, on that A
Glaive,
side.
This is so good. Such a nice position here. AZ's looking for it, and I think he just put him out there, but he can still be such a pest from this position.
Yeah, and he can do that as well. Ali gets picked off now. There's no safety for FaZe at the moment here, but Jacob and Kiyoshima, they push forward to try and get some kills and guarantee them said safety. They had a smoke in towards jungle, but it still seems like Glaive wants to try and work onto this one. He's got Kyo with an AWP, and that's ballsy to peek into that one even. But AZ down off on that bomb site. Bomb is down. Glaive very limited at options here, but there's no utility remaining here for FaZe. Glaive needs to use it very wisely. Gets picked up there as well. So despite AZ going down, pushing out of Palace there was still a smoke that went to jungle, and then FaZe pushed on CT is the only reasonable approach route for Team X and caught a couple of them out, even with Glaive being a nuisance from behind.
Absolutely true. And I kind of I'd have loved to see what would have happened differently there if we saw those two players pushing ramp, which was Glaive and Modi, actually win that fight. Flat out. It could have changed the whole aspect of that. But this is different. Valley here going to be going straight through underpass. Now, when they do the 1-3-1 towards mid, they utilize that final B players, come through underpass. He's already found Jacob, but that's actually, if I'm not mistaken, he's normally the guy who actually plays that B position, kind of pushing up for the T side. So again, wondering what he reads in, and that's a mistake if I've ever seen it. Yeah,
maybe he was expecting another 1-3-1 from FaZe, like you said, but Keo normally actually hangs out in mid with the rest of FaZe, so he gets the pick there as well, but Snappy goes in. You can see the investment being made to this area by Team X, and it's working out. Freeze yet again gets the kill over towards Palace. He's held so well from this position, but AC able to get the better of him there. Freeze went for that peek deliberately, and AC punishes him for it. Yeah,
Molly's still in a good enough spot here, though. AZ can be a nuisance towards Glaive, but Glaive has the better angle. He's watching that already. AZ quickly backs away from it. A little bit of a short flash under there. Glaive has to turn out of that, and Alu's waiting. He's waiting for opportunities here. Nice work from AZ. The flash will allow it to happen. Glaive maybe didn't need to do all that. Now, where's the, where do they go? FaZe need to make their minds up and go together. Simple as that. Snappy's up on short, and timing is everything here. Who's looking what way at what point? They can catch Alu out, and he has the bomb bearing in mind. And they're both still sat in mid here, not sure what they want to do. Going right back through underpass, so taking their time on this one. Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing, right? AZ, the player, obviously, with the OK being low here, if Snappy was able to catch these two by surprise and Ali missed that one crucial shot, they could have both gone down. So I like that Ali's picked up an AK here as well, especially if you're two players pushing into a fight. If the AK guy dies and you miss that one AWP shot, you're both going to die to one play here. And if you're Snappy, you're just going to be laughing all the way to the bank there.
There's still a nade on Snappy, which could be the issue, and I think he's hearing steps here. AZ's already been picked up. It's down to Alu. He's yet to get a kill, and he's got 8 seconds to make his impact into this round. He has to take down Snappy. He can't plant without it, and while Snappy's bought the time, that's all he had to do. He can die for that. That's perfectly fine, and it's too little too late. Alu gets his first kill, but it's really to no avail. And really, I liked the aggression to underpass there from Team X.
Yeah, it was really nice. Snappy coming into that one as well. Just more than happy to commit the extra player to secure that, and as well, and cut off a rotation route for FaZe if they want to change from B to maybe more mid, because we see how they play this 1-3-1 and then try and play off the back of any picks they get on either of those peripheral sites, A and B, and then they just send their mid resources to that site. So it worked quite well there. Alu, yeah, again, just not having an impact. Yeah, getting a kill, but it's far too late by that point here as well. And Glaive might have a cheeky little push out mid here. There's 3 players for FaZe, as they often have. Snappy's there as well. This is a big commitment of players now as well, and time kind of running out for Team X. They had people set up in the middle, but if that first push doesn't work and they get flashed, then they're just sitting out in the open like sitting ducks.
They just got caught in no man's land. That was horrific. You either commit or you don't. You don't just go, yeah, we'll just back away. You know what I mean?
Couldn't even do that. I didn't even know which way was back at that point, and they were so flashed.
No, that was actually really bad from Team X. I don't know. No.
It's the hesitation, right? Because you got 2 players pushing up mid. If you just get in their face, that can normally yield results. But they got stomped completely midway up the ramp.
All right, Modi. In a position of power, but only for so long. It's, he's exposed from the backside there as he turns around to try and find Keo and Valda, bro.
This has been a messy game to start with. And Yanko put it quite succinctly when he said exactly that. It'll be a fairly messy one, much like Train was here as well. Really, really hard to start to gauge tendencies of these teams. You can see what FaZe are trying to achieve generally, the default, and how they sort of maybe sometimes commit Keo as well as Jacob over to the B side and try and create opportunities there. But it seems like Team X are managing to catch FaZe on the wrong foot or mid-stride every time and force them to really think about how to recover.
Now, that's one of my favorite plays from Modi, not necessarily with the UMP, but I love his play around Palace specifically. He plays it very well. His T-side, I hope we get to see him doing that. He's done it classically in other teams. Bit of a swap around with that UMP, though. Glaive could be trying to walk away with that, but he's a little insecure as to, I guess, worried about how far he can get away with this, because there's no there is going to be present towards A. It is almost your very basic A hit. It's without a lot of smokes already, but looking for the fights, actively wanting to take them down. Those mollies are going to start burning. Actually, to the top of that,
I don't know if that molly was supposed to go underneath, perhaps. Yeah. Now Glaive goes underneath. So FaZe thinks that they've already mollied out lower dark, then Glaive has a good position here. But I think he's been spotted. Flashed out there as well. Rain going to take him down to 6, and now Glaive looking very, very low. Still a 4v4 here. So FaZe being very cautious in this round, despite having the money advantage. Now losing an extra player because they let Glaive recover from that flash. He's causing so many problems here from lower dark. Finally falls down, but the damage has been done. Just 2 left now for Team X.
Keo actually turned around then and looked to the back of ramp. He's got a feeling there's someone around the back, and now they certainly know there is. He's going to take his time, though, Snappy. I like that. Checked to see if anyone was close towards Tetris or where they're going to be. You can now make the assumption that they're either maybe ramp or on site. FaZe, good shot, not enough of a connection. Now they're worried. He can hear the steps on the side, but he overpeaks. He oversteps towards one side. And Snappy has armor, but he doesn't have the shot he needs. And Keo and Alu will keep the round to check. But still, not clean rounds here coming through. That was a little bit of a cobbled together buy from the XXK Gaming boys or Team X now. And this should be a clean eco from them. They're not opposed to it, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is what it is.
Yeah, it was 5-7s, UMPs, maybe an M4 bought in that last round for Team X, but that's all. I mean, at the same time, Lauren, given the way the last few rounds have played out, not everyone from FaZe has actually got a reasonably well built up bank. I think it's just Kiyoshima and Alu who really have the money at this stage, and that's surprising given that Alu's only got a couple kills in this game so far. But now AZ straight towards Delphi. See Snappy there as well. Not much you can do there with a pistol, unfortunately. Yeah, FaZe should take a leaf out of Team X's book and make those anti-eco rounds just nice and clean.
Should.
Well, I mean, last round was not clean.
Yeah, exactly. Molly goes down. He spots out the other. What? Where did Glaive get that? Did Glaive run through the Molly then? I guess he did. A worthwhile task at that point. He's down to 41 HP, but he's got an AK to hand. Yeah, but Jacob, as you said, he already got such a shot on him, down to 8 HP, but aim punch is a thing, and Valda now all alone.
Yeah, and I mean, he has, well, literally nothing to work with here. By your recommendation, X have gone with the clean eco this round, managed to get a gun away from Rain, who I think is one of the less affluent players on the side of FaZe, but still have to win that round and be able to build some money up. Alu with 10k or so there as well. You can see he's been able to save up a good amount of money. So he's back on the AWP here as a buyer for Team X, sans AWP. They just got rifles to work with here as well. Obviously being on the CT side, hard to get little cheeky extra money bonuses in rounds even if you're losing them. But utility is there for them. We'll see how it plays out.
And so far, I'm trying to work out if Alu's actually got an AWP kill yet. I know he's got a rifle kill. He got the first one when he went towards B site, played the 1v1, lost the round, but got the kill. I'm trying to work out if he's actually got an AWP kill yet. He has been having a quiet game or two, so this is where I want to hopefully see him get a little bit more involved here and start to see a little bit of that prowess that Alu's known for.
He's playing a top mid here as well, and to be fair, Team X have given this up. I guess not having an AWP for right now. Sometimes it makes no sense to pick that up. Well, all the time it makes no sense to pick that as a rifler for long periods of time against an AWP team.
To be fair though, they do have good presence. Snappy and Glaive and FaZe were still trying to hold mid. It means that you can't, you don't have the fight, you don't have the peek, but you have the push, right? So as soon as FaZe try to make a play anyway, whether it be through connector, whether it be up short, they can actually check it. Now he's down to Valda though. Here they come, trying to get through the window, but actually Rain stops himself, comes back for more. The bomb is now on the bomb site as well. They have to commit for this, and FaZe, it's now about time. He almost got caught out then going for the flash, but readjusting, goes back to the same pillar and just walks into it.
I think he blinded himself there with his own flash, if I'm not mistaken. At least the timing seemed to indicate that. Not great from FaZe here, but still, somehow Glaive standing tall now up in the 2v2 situation. Alu has an AWP and has to work with it from, of course, up in the apartments here. Jacob falling down, dropping the bomb as well, giving that one away. Alu now chiming in a little bit more. Now he needs to see him activate. He's got one more player standing in his way, and that is Glaive. The man will be sitting inside kitchen as well. Alu will need some fairly fast fingers and decent reflexes to catch him now. Picks up the bomb. Moves into the safe plant position here as well. At least it should be on this Glaive, trying to go for a peek over the top. Jumps through the window! Alu's back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my lord, what a way to light it up.
Yeah, that was a massive round from Alu, let's be real. That final shot was nuts. Yeah, that's the yellow I wanted to see. As I said, you know, he was quiet before that. And he's still not exactly the highlight on the scoreboard. He's not the guy you go to for that, but that sort of play is a lovely addition. And you argue the fact, would you expect Fox to pull that off? Yes or no? Again, Alu really does come into his own in that sort of aspect, and this has given FaZe a nice bit of buffer now to play with on this T side. You'll make the assumption that actually they'll probably pick up this round as well. 8-4, good T side sign to build. There's still room to make impact, but again, this is nice stuff from FaZe.
I like this from FaZe as well. Even the assumption that maybe Team X are stacking a few more players towards A. They kind of did, actually, because now I think 3 or 4 are sort of kept out of B entirely. FaZe have control, haven't lost anyone, although Rain, again, teetering on the edge, as he often tends to do. It's Glaive and Modi, inside kitchen. Nothing cooking at this stage, except some plans for the next couple rounds. Still have a few more in this half to go through, of course. Freeze and AWP back in his hands. That would be a good start. See if he can again challenge out Alu, as he did seem quite solidified here as well. But Alu, we know what kind of player he is. He's a hard player to rattle. It's been often said of Alu as well that he's not affected by these outside influences and very much is good at focusing in on his game here.
Finland.
Yeah, sure.
The stoic Finns in their natural environment, just focused up.
And it was actually a funny thing that got brought up as well. Alu, obviously they're all speaking English in this FaZe lineup, but Alu actually has quite a distinctive accent, quite a strong accent as well, as some Finnish people do. But it also means that for FaZe as well, because they're not all talking French or they're all talking any other language, because obviously they're split across, your communication can be a little bit more efficient because you're saying as much as you can with the least amount of words, right?
See, this is the thing, though. I have to admit that it's one of the only esports to this high degree that you see such, I guess, language-based teams, right? You don't really get in that many other esports or at all.
Sure.
It's so much more mixed. But coming back to that in a second, Modi has found room to work. And then just gets his legs taken out from underneath him. Alu's had enough of that. He's not letting it happen anymore. AZ's found Snappy, and this is the pinch we're waiting on.
What a great way to relieve pressure on T-Ramp as well. Now, FaZe were being pinched a little bit there. Smoke came in, even Modi trying to pressure. But that kill in mid, Rain gets the second as well. Glaive falls down there, and now Freeze starting to freak out a little bit more, especially as Valde now has to run and dash over towards the side to try and get involved here. Freeze is going to be cut off from the jungle route here as well. Bomb's going to be planted, and yet doesn't go for anything. So we do see Freeze now backing over towards B, and also Valde. The economic situation for Team X has never been good in the last few rounds, and they don't want to lose these weapons. But AZ, oh, he's hunting. Freeze losing his nerve there as well, and AZ was there to pick him up. Well, the man going, just clearing out a few of those guns, and now Valde as well doesn't really know where he can hide at this stage. Maybe inside the corpse of AZ if he's Bear Grylls. Either way.
That's a little grim, isn't it?
Oh, it is a bit. It's a bit warm though, wouldn't it? Those cold nights. You know, Mirage looks hot during the day, Lauren, but that'll be a bit cold in the evening.
So far, you like feet and you want to be inside dead bodies.
I'm sorry, but I didn't make the spit roasting quip. That was.
I didn't say that at all. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Use the feature of rewind your stream to go back and see the action.
Wow, where are we? How many years did we just go back for that
Just gonna
one?
rewind.
God almighty, wasn't that owned or something?
That was the clip that Red Eye was casting.
Yeah, it was Robbie's clip on Strike. No one else watching right now knows
guys,
that.
yeah,
I'm so
off
sorry.
track.
But yeah, 6 rounds now back-to-back coming in for FaZe. Signs are just so much better on their T side. Team X have been struggling to make the impact, and Freeze's movement not quite great on getting out of the window there. Because Smoke his way out, he's kind of got his heels caught up on the way through, but now FaZe have a really good shot at keeping this one under wraps. Glaive's a little bit pressured, needs to be cautious to not overextend here towards Connector. However, this 1-3-1 normally has been working out well. It's Alu playing against Modi. Normally, Modi's actually a bit of a beast at this position, but not quite had the same impact. And
Modi plays well as a great lurker on Palace as well on the T side. We saw it back when he first jumped into SK. It was really good. So Alu, I mean, he hasn't been able to achieve much then at A on his own, but there it is. Modi falls.
I would say the one thing, though, when you're playing that A side, your biggest worry, really, or the thing that makes the most uncomfortable is players pushing through Connector or having that mid control, because that's your one real vulnerability. And this is what's happening. FaZe is doing that 1-3-1. It's working. Alu with a sick pickup. That's Glaive gone. That was almost for free. He had no risk on that. He just banged out that ticket booth. And now we're down to Snappy and Valde, both in a good spot, but they can't really do much with it when Kyo is just stepping in towards those shots. And Valde now, what are you going to do? Perfect
illustration of your example, Lauren. When Rain came in, I think it was Rain, or maybe, yeah, it was Rain coming in from Connector there as well. So much threatening on the A site now as well. And FaZe love to use mid. They put 3 players there. So Alu doesn't even necessarily have to get a kill on A if he can pick up, you know, Modi like he did there as well. Rain comes in from Connector. All of a sudden, you've got more threats and more threats to deal with as a CT player. Valde at least manages to neutralize one of those. Doesn't get the AWP. No time for that. He managed to get towards Kiyoshima. It's getting a bit more expensive for FaZe, but fortunately they have the money. And of course, there is only just one more round in the half.
That is very true. We are closing in towards the end, and this has been a very, very strong T side. Once we saw Alu get rolling, that was just another piece to the puzzle that was starting to really come together for FaZe there, and he's been operating on a nice level now. You saw his impact working through Palace in just that prior round, not only picking up, you know, a really nice shot, even getting the tag towards Glaive, you know, finishing off towards CT there, just really well rounded, and of course that clutch beforehand. So this is what you want to see from Alu, those really nice moments that are very hard fought for as well. They're not just the quick one shots or whatever it is. He's been actually doing some big damage. AZ this time though, on the receiving end. Modi somehow utilizing that UMP to absolute precision, catching out Rain as he tried to push towards Tetris actually. And this is giving really Team X a wonderful shot here. AZ going down as well has left it just in the 3 players' hands towards mid.
I like the change of having Alu lurk A, I guess, in one of the arms here as well, but now sending him in towards mid means you send Rain at A, and Modi managed to get the better of him there as well. So maybe just put Alu back there with the AWP out of Palace, see what we can get out of him. But, I mean, well, too late now, of course. This is the last round of the half, and it's just 2 players up here for FaZe. Still, they'll be happy with a 10-5 scoreline. Well, I would call this round a bit of a capitulation on their behalf.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice analogy of how this kind of went down at the very end here. It's you know, it's the last round. It felt as though their kind of concentration slacked a little bit here. But to be fair, they won out in those kind of the extremities of the map, which was the big thing, isolating those final 3 players towards mid. So again, Keo though gonna give it a good shot at this one. 47 seconds remaining. He's got a bit of time, but now his position duly noted. Not gonna be easy. Maybe that might be a problem for him.
Sharp as attack as he is, it's going to be Freeze there at CT as well. From Snappy will be doing his thing. The man loves to flank. He's had a couple of good moments of that one working out beautifully as well. I recall the Palace play a couple rounds back. So Keo at least has the bomb here as well, but 23 seconds means he's very limited on time if that's the most important resource right now, but it's not. He needs health, and Valde takes it all away from him. 10-5 it is at halftime. FaZe Clan looking, well, reasonably good, I think, as well. If we compare this maybe as a contrast to Train, a little bit cleaner for them. I think that Team X played the rounds where they were ahead very well. There just weren't enough of those rounds to start with.
No, I completely agree. Again, the opening gambit of this whole game, a little back and forth, rounds here and there and everywhere, but once Team X got into their stride, they really pulled ahead.
Well, we are going to go to a quick break for the half, and when we return, it is going to be the flip up. It is going to be FaZe Clan on the CT side. Let's see if they can close things out, or will Team X have something to say? We'll find out soon. Obviously weren't gone for too long there as well, just a half-time break. Now heading back into Mirage, and it is FaZe with a decent lead here of 5 rounds. Like I said before, can't be complaining about a 10-5 half-time here.
No, they're looking pretty solid at the moment, if I'm completely honest. FaZe looked pretty powerful in the way they were playing, just working off the back of what they have, which is a lot of, you know, aimers, pretty much, and keeping getting these entry kills, keeping working around it. Guys, I love just talking to you, you know what I mean? It's just, it's good here. Yeah. You have fun, Mitch.
Oh, God. Well, you know, I thought after a break, like, and obviously all the lessons they gave us here at ESL about not being just meme lords and weirdos, we'd actually have come somewhere, but no, we haven't come in.
You just go full circle, you know?
Full circle, yeah. The full 360, and we're back to where we started. Anyway,
I love the way when anything like takes a little bit longer or has a little bit of a, you know, an issue, we just can't observe
the problem
a rush.
is our,
you like instantly associate badness with Rush.
That's right.
It's so nice to do it.
He is the source of our angst and all our degeneracy.
That is very true. But we are alive into it, and it will be Team X on the T side this time. FaZe on the CT side. The one thing that did impress me on Train was the set pieces coming out from Team X. Now, I like the investment of the 2 smokes. One's going to go towards stairs, one towards jungle. It allows them to play out of Palace, kind of do that kind of fountain effect, almost pouring into it. But they could have removed AZ a little bit cleaner there. That gave Keo the opportunity to take down Molly. and now they'll have to try and take these fights towards CT.
And this is working somehow. 3 players coming from CT all together. Don't even bother about off angles, ladies and gents. They're just going to come through and start spamming away on the P2000s. And well, now Glaive piecing the heck out there as well. Has the bomb, so going to be looking to try and get a plant here.
Now, the one thing I actually like about some of the Danish teams is how they play the kind of pistol rounds. You saw a couple of teams doing the smoke towards stairs, for example, coming out of Palace, and then just like nading the hell out of CT. Because that's the one place that they kind of leave vulnerable. This is really nice if Glaive gets a plant. No, he didn't.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Glaive. That's upsetting. But no, I actually quite like the way they set some of their plays up, and it actually works out really nicely. It takes a lot of faith in in-game leaders to do it and just like nail it down. But yeah, Team X not going to be getting off to the best of starts here, which is a problem. FaZe, if they build up a buffer early on, they're going to have so much of a nice economy to fall back to. It makes it hard to see, a window of opportunity for Team X here. So hopefully for them, they can start, doing some impact play with these Tech 9s, with the 2 smokes, however they intend to do it.
Oh, Jacob picks himself up a P90 here as well. And again, SMGs are coming in thick and fast here. Kia only gets himself a 5-7 from what I can see. Oh, Jacob, that's disgusting. Come on. We've got young people who watch this as well, mate. Rain is going to set up as well near truck, and it will be a warning nade thrown in here as well. Still, Team X sitting a bit further back than that nade actually reached here. Fairly passive, and now will tentatively start to creep forward.
P90.
Oh, I love that sound.
I just like the way it's got Michael-Lele on there. Like, that's his P90, and it's doing well. That sounded awful, if I'm completely
Not
honest.
great. I think it was actually
It sounded bad. Yeah, it sounded like a UMP. I don't know if they was just shooting with him or what happened. It just sounded awful.
Okay, so, I mean, yeah, I mean, FaZe obviously winning the pistol in general there is quite big for them here. It's just diabolical for XSK, if I'm honest with you. I mean, yeah, being so far behind the 8 ball now as well. I mean, it looked okay. It looked relatively benevolent to be sort of 5-10 down. So, yeah, okay, fine. Just go on the T side. Let's start something up here. But again, now losing those couple rounds there as well. You can see FaZe aren't really in a hurry to buy up anything new here. Jacob actually, yeah, going to go for another SMG here as well as AZ. So both of them working with those here. P7 and 9 respectively. And again, should be able to just stomp over SK here as well. So SK have one chance, really. One realistic chance when they get the buy-up to make something happen, otherwise they're donezo. Pretty much.
I don't know if I like AZ's position there. If they actually push through Palace, I don't know. I genuinely don't know the range on the MP7 as to how it does. They have no armor, so.
Well, Jacob spots him here as well.
Can we appreciate the fact that on all of Jacob's SMGs, he has Michael-Lele. I don't know what that wants to show or entail, but I kind of like it. Well,
so far it's been good luck charmed from there as well. So Team X try and go for something different. They get shut down towards T-ramp, want to rotate away, but already Jacob is getting up behind him now as well. And this was, remember that one chance I was talking about? Yeah, it's kind of here. Rifles brought up. I think no plants to speak of here from Team X as well. They just haven't gotten remotely close to those sites here as well. And the scoreboard not telling a very pretty story here for this squad.
Well, put it this way, FaZe have only lost 3 players since they started the second half. So again, their money's going to be pretty good. They're actually going to stick on the SMGs. They know what sort of position they're in, and they know what it means for Team X here. They know that they can press that issue, and they can spread out the wealth very, very well. Again, it looked almost pretty default. It looks like a 1-3-1, but utilizing Snappy coming through underpass here to join up with Glaive and Freeze. He's really looking towards maybe Connector, but the problem being there's AZ and Ali waiting there. On the other side, there's nowhere better coming out from this. It's going to be tricky for them to do it. I do like the deep smoke towards Connector. It allows the teams to actually check for this, and it works well until Alu comes into it. Glaive and Snappy get punished, and FaZe take an advantage.
I love that. The buddy set up there in the Connector for FaZe doesn't only guarantee them a trade, it gives them the man advantage here. So Team X now with 3 players, and you can't run a 1-3-1 with just 3 guys here as well. So Freeze and Moddy just teaming up over on this A side, and this hasn't provoked any big movements from Valde yet as well. Maybe hoping that someone on the B side pushes too far forward, he can pick him off and then maybe cause a rotation back to B. But Jacob's not going anywhere in a hurry. And Valde trying to join the rest of his team as they're being cut down, pushing on towards the site. Moddy falls and Freeze is standing there as well, like a stunned mullet. Gets flashed up, forced to back away, but he's only got himself to rely on here.
Now, Valde should find Jacob in mid. That should happen. It does. Oh, there we go. It does happen, but he takes so much for it. They've actually lost out the fight already in A, so they're left with 1 player on 19 HP. He's already locked out. The hunt begins, and Alu had a great round there.
Oh, and the 2 players that died for FaZe were the ones that bought SMGs. Oh, they have so much money. Oh, God, Jacob just buys up there pretty much instantly there. I think even, yeah, no dramas for that man there as well. So, okay, Team X here. Looking for a force in the next. They're going to have to. They're going to have a little bit of money at least to work with, of course, as they haven't really won any rounds this half. So that at least that loss bonus is sort of maxed out for them here as well. It's going to take a bit more than that now. A couple Molotovs, lots of flashes here for SK, so it might even indicate them just wanting to just to motor out on towards this site here and get something done. Modi will be sitting up in Palace while the rest of his team set these smokes and flashes.
And I hope they're the kind of switched up smokes a little bit that you can do that pull a little closer to the site. So you can kind of do a line through it, which I think they are. There's one there by the triple stack, and it is.
Yeah, it's not a jungle one, yes.
And I kind of prefer on the Tech-9s, it allows you that kind of close quarter to really operate in, but AZ's willing to take that fight anyway. He's got the crossfire there, coming in with Keo, but it's not worked out too well. Keo's now gonna have to pick up the slack, and they trade out back to back. Now Team X keeping it interesting with Glaive, pulling ahead on Rain, but it's down to Valda now in the 1v2, and he has no HP to play with, but he's still fighting the good fight for Team X.
Ali's struggling there as well, but I mean, Valde's so low here. To win this 1v1 would be absolutely massive and also an incredibly difficult feat to achieve. Valde exposed there to T-Ramp, and yep, it's going to be Jacob to come through, sweep it out under the rug and be done with it. So now, this is FaZe on match point. SK or XSK or Team X, whatever you want to call them, guys. It's much the same. It's the players that count. Have squandered all of their chances in this second half so far. Sure, they've never really been in a position when they've been able to buy up. This is what the first AWP coming in for them on match point. Freeze going to have to wield this one like an absolute superstar to get anything done there as well. I like the close smokes on A. I liked it. The Team X forced FaZe to come to them and play their game. Unfortunately, they just ran out of gas.
Here we go. AZ already finding Freeze's not a great beginning, let's say, into the final throes of what could be Team X's chance here in their first debut in towards the Pro League this time around. Again, 15-5 is a very one-sided scoreline. Ali already getting the information, trying to read out this play, but it's Jacob who might be on the receiving end of a lot of these players. Modi can catch the rotate, try and deny them the easy path through middle up short. But it's going to be down to Jacob. He's got 4 players about to pour in towards him. Excuse me, 3.
Flash comes in there as well. There is actually just one more left. Valde might be able to send that one now if he does want to push his team in behind it. Smoke there as well, going to make it exceedingly hard for Jacob to get an idea of what was going on there. But SK actually, Team X almost implied that they want to work on towards that B side. They dragged 3 FaZe players over and now in towards mid, trying to get some control. It's Modi with the AWP here as well, with Freeze going down, but he can't find anything.
As you highlighted, it actually worked out. FaZe pulled players away from A. That could have been pretty useful for them, but they still haven't been able to make the hit here, Team X, so they've just kind of gone back to saying, all right, well, FaZe play default. Just, okay, they're not going to have much luck through middle. If Rain stuck around where he was, that could have been trouble. But AZ going to get smoked out. He can't really see through that. Keo needs to be careful now. As Connector becomes vulnerable, they have no one on shore. They pulled themselves in towards the site. A far from ideal position for Keo. He feels vulnerable, you can see how nervous he is. He's got AZ with him, great timing on the flash. Denies one, Ali picks up the other, but it's a back and forth, and actually pulling ahead is Team X. Keo, though, needs to shut down Connector, and he's done just that. Valde falls. The final player standing is Modi, and he's left in the 1v2.
And that double-pronged assault on A, not really working out so well here, ultimately for Team X. And now Modi trying to get across to the site. FaZe shut it down. They say you may have gotten close, you may have tested us even a little bit over on train, but Mirage is our home ground. See, FaZe already showing themselves to be quite competent at this map, and Team X still a little ways to go.
Yeah, absolutely no disputing that. FaZe looked phenomenal. Their first half looked very, very strong. It probably would have been a little more one-sided if they didn't drop that final round. A couple of pieces going out of place for them in the end, and they did have that back and forth at the start, but they looked pretty much superior all over. I liked some of the theory crafting from Team X. It was kind of nice to watch, but it doesn't really matter if you can't follow it up, and that's as simple as it felt to me. And again, yeah, nicely done from Alu. Once he started to, actually pick up the pace, he had a good couple of rounds, a little bit of a nice impact, but it didn't feel as consistent as I'd like to.
No, we're still starting to see how Alu fits into the default for FaZe here as well, because this is fairly similar to what we used to see from them. The 1-3-1 is something that FaZe did a lot last season. So we're seeing, is Alu going top mid with AWP? Yep. Or that one occasion that he went towards A was actually the single player at that side.
That was really nice.
He picked off Modi there as well and really opened that up, and then 3 players push through connector and you have yourself a site. It's that easy. So we're obviously curious to see how he still fits in. Yep. We also want to know exactly what the desk have to say about that one as well, because this is our first time seeing Alu representing on the FaZe lineup. So Alex, why don't you put this one under the microscope a little bit more for us?
I'll do my very best. I do have a Bachelor of Science. I'll see what I can do with it.
And you're good with the microscope.
That was quick. Okay. Moving into Counter-Strike, it's going to be an easy walkover then for FaZe on Mirage. You got a little excited. In fact, Yanko, we'll start with you. Despite your fantastic quip, you've had faith in Team X. You put your prediction in there. You said you were going to get some funky CS. Not so funky, or fruity, I believe your words were.
No, I said funky. Okay. We saw funky CS, but it didn't turn out too well.
No.
For Team X, unfortunately, they lost both pistols. They couldn't get their grew going as well. I felt that they had a lot of situations where it was like one kill deciding the round, you know, when they were giving mid control a lot as well. They didn't really react to it, so FaZe was pretty much able to do whatever they wanted, right? They would go for that B split, and while they would get a kill, and if he could get just one more, I felt it would buy enough time for his teammates to rotate and secure the round. But a lot of those rounds just went FaZe's way, the 1v2 from Alu as well, and they just had a really strong individual performance across the board.
Yeah, pretty disappointing game overall. Wasn't very competitive, I have to say. The only rounds or string of rounds that X actually picked up in the first half was after they anti-eco, and in the second they managed to get the 3-1. We thought, okay, well, we've got a game on our hands here. They're going to get their teeth sunk in, but it just never really happened. They got just completely run over in the gun rounds there. It's just pretty basic stuff from FaZe as well. Didn't have to do anything too flashy, no crazy executions, just using their bomb site, getting that control at the start, and then just working and hitting their shots. You saw a lot of misses from Team X. They couldn't really get going with the crossfires. They're getting locked out in a lot of those situations. And yeah, the second half, that was even worse. Didn't pick up a single round there. 6-0 to finish things off. 16-5 is the end score, and I have to say it was, for me, pretty underwhelming. From what was such I wouldn't say good CS in the first map, but in fact it's a nice competitive game. It was very back and forth. You weren't sure which way it was going to go. This one didn't really get me excited.
Because we kind of painted the picture of Team X having potential. Like, that was the outline. You know, it's got decent names. We've seen that they put a lot of time in. They haven't really been having the break that everyone else has. We were expecting to see, you know, if ever there was a chance for them to pick up a win versus FaZe, it would have been now, right? So back to the drawing board for X. Is that what we're saying?
I feel that also maybe to an extent, yes, they had a lot of wins recently. They've been playing, but it's against lower tier opposition.
And close games as well. I mean, I had the results in front of me. Yeah, okay, teams like Entropy, Slisk, and Jalapeno.
I mean, the cream of CS.
Jalapeno was a 16-14.
A dizzy heights of being them to this. Like, I mean, so what a roller coaster.
Once you play against a team like FaZe, first off, individually, those players are much better than your previous opposition, right? Sure. So maybe you go for the same plays, but it just doesn't pay off because those players are obviously better and they will shut you down more easily. So I feel for Team X now it's a period of adaptation to this level of play, and I still feel that they have something to show. Bring to the table, Alex.
Absolutely, they do. I actually just read an interview with Glaive as well. He's saying that they're putting 6 hours a day into team practice. Does that sound like?
What's the thing? Like,
is that average?
FaZe, like they're coming from a vacation. They've got a new player coming in as well. This is a game you probably hope to win, considering you've been one of the active teams, a few active teams in the scene at the moment. And yeah, that's not a good result to kick things off in the Pro League for them.
It really isn't, and it's, as you can tell, guys, when you are trying to analyze a bit of a stomp, it can get a little dry, and that is basically where we're at right now. Team X do lose both maps in the best of 2. It's all done and dusted for our first set of games. You do have a second one, and it's very exciting. We'll get to see Henry G and Sadakis at the casting desk for NIP versus Virtus Pro. That should be awesome. Of course, if you want a breakdown of where it all went wrong for Team X, you can head over to the Score Esports application. It's on your smartphone, so you can even do it while you're walking your dog, which you should probably do. You definitely need to Wii by now, so go do that, and we'll be back with your second set of CS in just a moment.
I don't have a dog.